Hello everyone, today we are here on behalf of Child Evangelism Fellowship, CEF, and today's visual aid is a whiteboard. We are going to need contact paper, clear contact paper, a scissors, Bristol board, whatever size you choose. Here I'm using white Bristol board, and we are going to cover the Bristol board with the contact paper. This can be tricky because our contact paper comes in rolls and they are very springy. So you get your weights, whatever you have available to hold it down if you don't have an extra pair of hands. And once you get a contact paper with the guidelines like this, it's very easy to measure and cut. What you want to do when you're measuring your contact paper, you place it over your piece that you're using, but make sure that there's extra overlapping because you have to wrap it to the back of your sheet. So once you get your corner open, you peel off that edge and you apply that to your Bristol board, which will help you start the peeling and sticking process, which can be a bit tricky. You just take your time, go slow as you need to, and take your time. So here I'm gently trying to remove the wider strip, and I'm making sure my other hand is holding down the sticky part. So I'm smoothing as I remove the paper. So I pull and smooth at the same time. And this is to ensure that it sticks to the paper, the Bristol board in this case, and to ensure that there are no bubbles. Because when you have bubbles, you have problems. So I want a smooth finish. Honestly, this is one of the best ones that I've ever done. It came out really nice. I was like, wow! So if you get bubbles, don't worry about it. I get bubbles sometimes too. And you just pull and smooth as you go, and make sure when you measure you have it overlapping, probably about an inch. Now I'm going to cut all around my corners to make sure that when I fold it over, it folds neatly and there's no bulking in the corners, which could cause problems and be frustrating. When I'm folding, I usually start from the middle and then I go out to the edges. It's just easier for me. Everybody has a different technique. You do whatever works for you. I start in the middle and then I fold going out to the edges, and I press down and I make sure to burnish it really well so that it's really stuck, because we don't want it raising up while we're using it or while we're transporting it. That could cause problems. I want to make sure and press it down really good, smooth it out, and it's ready to use. You get your white board marker because you've made a white board, and you write your information. Here I'm using a regular napkin to wipe it off. You could use a wipe. You could use a whiteboard eraser. It's easy. I made a mistake. I just used my finger and I cleaned it up really well. So it's easy when you make mistakes, easy cleanup. You can fold it when you are traveling. If you have to use it to go to a class, go to a school, you can fold it and pack it in your bag. You can stick it up on the wall, use tape. Here I use regular masking tape, and it's easy to use. For this one, I'm also making a whiteboard, but it's green, so you can use any color Bristol board that you want. And for this one, I'm making it a bit sturdier. I was supposed to stick it on the others on this side, but I made a mistake and I couldn't go back. I already applied the glue, and that's okay. You make mistakes, that's fine. It's still usable. I'm using the cover of the glue stick to just smooth out all the edges, smooth out my glue where I applied my glue, and now I'm cutting off the excess. And here I have another quote-unquote whiteboard. It's just that it's green. And you do the same method. You measure it out, you just spread it over your paper You cut using your guidelines. Make sure that you have an excess of about an inch. You cut it out, find your edge, start peeling, and you take your time. It takes me quite a while to get my edge lifted, especially when you don't have nails. And you just make sure that it overlaps your edge of about an inch, maybe ½ inch, up to you. You stick that down on your board, and then you gently start peeling. Don't let the paper rolling up frustrate you. Just take your time, gently lift, and smooth as you go. So you pull and you smooth, you pull and you smooth. You pull and smooth until you get all down. You take your time and you'll get a nice smooth finish. Nice smooth board. And again, you cut your corners and fold it over. So now you have your board. This one is sturdier. You can still stick it up. You write your script here. You put up borders so your students can see it. And then you can erase it. Here, I did not realize I picked up a permanent marker and I freaked out of it. So I ran and I got spirits and it erased it. So you see, you can make mistakes and it can be fixed. I'm using a napkin again and it erased, thank goodness. And then you can make sure when you're using your whiteboard to read your marker to make sure you are using the correct marker. So it's all sunshine now, we're using the correct marker, we're all happy. Yay! And now it's working just fine. It's wonderful. Mentholated spirits. And here you have masking tape and you stick it on your wall and you can use it. Erase, write, you can use your baby wipes. Just remember with a baby wipe is wet, so you have to dry your board. Make sure it's dry before you write on it. Your students can come up to the board and they can write, they can draw. It's very, very interactive. You can even stick material to it. It's very versatile. So, thank you so much for watching this presentation from the North Branch of CEF in Trinidad and Tobago.